I'm Miss Hannah with the Wixom Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to make our felt gingerbread man. So we will go over what's in your bag, what's not in your bag, and then we'll do the craft. So what's in your bag is first your supply list. You're going to have 2 pieces of gingerbread man felt, 1 icing felt, and 1 long piece of red felt, which will be the scarf. You're going to have a tiny little bag, which inside the tiny little bag is going to be 1 needle, 3 red buttons. We're really only going to use 2. And then you'll have 2 little black screw eyes and 2 backings for the eyes. You're also going to have 1 long piece of white embroidery thread and 1 bundle of tan embroidery thread. You're going to have 1 ribbon and 1 bag of stuffing, should be enough. And at home, you're going to need scissors. So as always, we look forward to seeing your crafts. Please, if you want to share them, send us an email or hashtag Wixom Library DIY. All right, let's get started. The first thing we want to do on our gingerbread person is we're going to want to do the icing, and we're just going to use a simple running stitch. So we're going to take the top of our gingerbread man, put the icing just where we want it, and we'll take our needle and thread. We'll make a knot by going through this part, leaving a little tail, going through it again, and stopping just so there's a loop so we can go through the loop and make a knot. And then we're going to readjust our icing and bring the needle to the front and then to the back. Now for the icing, we're going to leave a little bit of space here so that when we go to do the next stitch, it'll be underneath and that won't show. So we're going to, again, bring our needle to the front and then to the back. And we're going to do that all the way around the icing. All right? Okay, so we have our icing sewed on. So the next part that we're going to do is we're going to put on the eyes and the buttons. So the eyes are going to be a little tricky. You have these screws and these gray backings. So what you're going to do is figure out where you want your eyes, and then if you want, you can mark it with a pencil so you know exactly where it is. I'm going to try to do it right here. So you're going to kind of push it almost through, but then it's not going to go through. So instead, you're going to twist it like a screw so that it goes through. And it may take a couple tries. Just try not to poke yourself. And if you need the help of an adult, just ask. I'm sure they will be happy to help you. See, it's kind of coming through. It just takes a little bit of patience. Aha! And then you take the backing and you just pop it right on. Ta-da! And now we'll do that for the other one. Poke it through, twisty-turny. Twist it some more. Maybe a little bit more. Just takes a lot of patience. All right, and then the backing. And when your second eye is on, you can start with the buttons. So we've given you 3 buttons. I'm only going to show you how to do 2. I'm only going to show you how to do 2. And unfortunately, your needle is a little bit too big to go through the center pieces for the button. So what you're going to want to do is pre-thread your button, just like this. And then you'll thread the needle, put it in where you want it to go, bring it through, bring it through like that, and then you'll do the same thing with the other side. So leave a long tail so that you can easily thread and put through the needle. So just like that, and then you're going to flip it over and just tie a basic knot. I'm actually going to do a double knot. Just like that. And then you will snip off the excess thread. Just like that. And then you will do the same thing for the other one with another pre-threaded button. All right, and just like that, we're ready to do the fancy stitch on the outside. Okay, to do the fancy stitch on the outside, it's called a blanket stitch. We are going to start here, and then we'll stop about here, because if you want to add your ribbon, then would be a good time to do so. So we're going to take our back piece, we're going to thread through all the way. I like to use a long piece of thread because that way I don't have to rethread my needle. Sometimes though it does mean that I get knots. But if you have a lot of patience, you just work the knots off, or you just do your rethreading. So this stitch, you're going to bring your needle through the front to the back like this. You're going to take your tail end, wrap it around, and pull through. And as you can see, I got a knot, but keep pulling through. And you'll keep doing that all the way around. Through, thread over, pull through. And then when we get to the icing, we're just going to make sure that we put our needle behind the icing. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So now we're at the icing. I'm going to pull it back a little, and then I'm going to go behind, just like that. And then we're going to do that all the way up until we get to this point here. All right? Okay, so now we've reached about the top middle. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our ribbon. We're going to bring it, the two ends together to meet like this so it creates a loop. And we're going to stick it in between our gingerbread man. Just like that. So instead of doing this nice fancy blanket stitch, we're going to keep doing our running stitch just so that it holds the ribbon a little bit better. So we're going to bring our thread again through like that and to the back. And bring it to the front. So we're bringing it through the felt, the ribbon, and another piece of felt. And the running stitch should hold the ribbon better than the blanket stitch. And we're still trying to avoid bringing our thread through this icing so that when we look at him, we won't see this particular color, we'll just see the icing. This stitch will also be good to hold the ribbon for when he's stuffed and if you want to hang him anywhere. And then once you reach the end of the ribbon, you can go back to that blanket stitch. Just pull through, yarn over, just like that. I'll do it once more. And pull through. Oh. Dropped it. And pull through. And then you're going to do that all the way around your gingerbread man until you reach about the arm here. That way we have enough room to do the stuffing. So go ahead and do that all the way around. All right, so we've got our gingerbread man and you've done the blanket stitch all the way around. Now take your stuffing and stuff him as much as possible. You should have a big enough hole to get your fingers in there and shove the stuffing all the way around. And all right. Let's get this done. Just gonna put stuffing in his legs, far leg, the other one, down here. And if you can't get your fingers in there, you can always use a pencil to kind of put it in there and shove the stuffing where you want it. All right, so this is all of my stuffing, actually. Might be a little too much. All right, so once you've got him stuffed, you can continue your blanket stitch around and then tie off. All right, and to tie off, we are just going to do that one more time. And then through the back, go ahead and pull through, leaving a little circle of thread, pull it through. And if you want, you can do that a second time for a double knot. And then cut it off. All right, now you have a lovely ginger person. Now for the scarf, you're gonna take the skinnier piece and hold it here. You're gonna wrap it around like that, and you're going to make a knot, basically. You're just gonna wrap this around twice to make a knot and lie it like that. And he's got a lovely scarf. And if you want, you can create fringes by cutting down here. And that is your gingerbread person. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to watch it as many times as you want to really get to know what you're doing. And have fun. Thank you so much for watching.